So let's talk about climate change then, and I want to focus on hydrogen. Two questions, one related to America and the other India, that you're researching at the moment. America, again, late to the race almost. Europe stole part of the early hydrogen revolution. America's come on board. Major changes in the last few months in terms of government policy to enable the hydrogen industry. Let's talk about what's changed and how that will bring America back to the table on leadership for hydrogen.
Just in the last few weeks, we've seen a dramatic change. The turning point is from a position of having no meaningful federal policies or support for climate action, clean energy, other than sort of little bits and pieces of subsidies here and there from the Department of Energy. We now have the biggest climate change bill ever passed in the US Congress, $369 billion worth of money going towards all manner of clean energy, but also hydrogen, carbon capture and sequestration, and with 10 years of policy certainty, that because the tax provisions are not short-term, they're long-term now. So you get an effect in which we're basically going to see the floodgates open in America in terms of not just the public investment I just mentioned, but maybe 5 or 10x from private sector investment, whether it's ESG funding, which is counted in the trillions of dollars these days, which has been sitting on the sidelines, or even the traditional oil and gas industry. Historically, they'd been the enemies of action on this topic because they saw this as a threat to their business, because that's how the very progressive wing of American politics posed it. We must act on climate, down with big oil, and you're all part of the problem. Then the way this bill has been done, now it's a law, is to say, including hydrogen that might be made from fossil fuel sources, as long as you can capture the carbon, sequester it, so-called blue hydrogen in that case, or other technologies that might be consistent with a climate-friendly future, will allow the oil and gas companies to play a role in that if they change their behavior. And to me, that's a much more pragmatic approach. Now, what you suddenly have is broad support, bipartisan, including the industries that had previously been the toughest lobbies against it, and including the auto industry now sees its own future in electric cars, and now this bill is very supportive of that. I think what you're going to find is America, having been a laggard, is going to suddenly start racing ahead and doing the thing which it has always done best. That is, not leading on policy or lecturing or moralizing like the Europeans do, but on actually coming up with innovations and scaling them. And those will benefit and spill over to the whole world.